What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on SOFI stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and I will show you how important the proper risk management on the asset. Then I will continue with the fundamental news that might drive the price of this asset, and at the end of this video I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point when this asset, as you can see, hit the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Let me make this tool a bit longer. We hit this range perfectly well, had a bounce, and we were in the retracement mode. And I had two options for the short-term traders and for the long-term investors in SOFI. For first people who wanted to benefit from its swing trades, you could buy SOFI stock right here with a tight stop loss slightly below this bottom. And in this case, your downside potential was not more than, let me show you, was not more than 4.5%. And the upside potential was at about 12% of potential profit and about 26% of potential profit. And this movement to the downside shows how important the proper risk management, because it lost from the entry point, potential entry point, more than 20% in a matter of just a couple of sessions, but our potential stop loss was not more than 4.5%. And definitely this is how you can protect your capital, and this is how you can be profitable in the long run. So what was the reason of this harsh movement? Definitely you all know that the SVB Silicon Valley Bank problem is the main catalyst for this harsh movement for the entire banking system. And if you take a closer look on the heat map, you can find that the market is pretty much green, except the banking, the financial sector. And definitely this is quite a scary situation, because financial sector is one of the main sectors, because it might affect the entire stock market and the entire economy of the United States of America. And that's why we have to keep an eye on this situation. And SOFI was one of the companies that had this massive sell-off because of the Silicon Valley Bank. Because it had some relationships with the Silicon Valley Bank. As you can see right here, you can find SOFI in the list of SVB clients, and that is why its shares plummets. But on the other hand, we have this news that US government guarantees all Silicon Valley Bank deposits money available on Monday. And this article was published on March the 12th, just a couple of days ago, and it says, in a joint statement, the heads of the Federal Reserve, Treasury Department and FDIC said, after receiving a recommendation from the boards of the FDIC and the Federal Reserve and consulting with the President, Secretary Yellen approved actions enabling the FDIC to complete its resolution of Silicon Valley Bank, Santa Clara, California, in a manner that fully protects all depositors. This means none of these companies will lose their money. And this means there are zero financial risks from the SVB collapse to SOFI. But we have even more problems on the banking sector right now, and let me show you this. Just several hours ago, Reuters published this. Sliding bank shares drag Wall Street down in a choppy trade. And definitely it might be the beginning of a big crisis, big financial crisis. Some analysts predict that it might be even worse than the Great Recession of 1929, but in my opinion it is an extremely bearish forecast. And definitely we will see choppy price action of the financial sector and pretty much for entire market in upcoming sessions. But everything depends on the Federal Reserve. And we are about to see the core inflation rates, and we are about to see their announcement of the interest rate hike. And right now Federal Reserve is in quite tricky situation, because on the one hand they have to fight the inflation by increasing the interest rates. But on the other hand, this increase will definitely be a bearish signal for smaller banks, because they have pretty much the same problem as the Silicon Valley Bank had. So, and definitely we have to see this information, we have to keep this in mind, and we have to protect our capital on the best case possible. So, what should we expect next from the technical standpoint? Before we dive deep into the technical analysis, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, definitely this harsh movement to the downside was extremely painful for a lot of people, but on the other hand, let me show you some bullish sign, and this sign is, in my opinion, extremely bullish. Anthony Noto just filed this information that he bought about 180,000 shares of SOFI, and he bought it right after the sell-off started. And as you can see, he bought for almost $1 million, and his entire position is a bit less than 5 million shares of SOFI. Definitely it is extremely bullish sign, but on the other hand, we have another filings right here that Jeremy Richel sold some of his shares, and definitely when another executive sold some of his or her shares, it might be not the best sign, and that's why we have some controversial position among the top management of this company. But on the other hand, you can see how confident Anthony Noto is with his stake of a little bit lower than 6 million shares, and this means I'm still bullish in the long term on SOFI, but the short term perspective is not so clear. So, and let me show you what should we expect next from the technical standpoint. Right here, as you can see, we have this movement to the downside, and if we will take a closer look on this price action, probably we have this movement to the downside as our A wave. This tiny wave is a B wave, and we are about to see the bottom of the C wave. And if it is the case, as you can see, the C wave should have a shape of 5-wave structure. And on the one hand, let me show it to you more clearly. On the one hand, we can count these 5 waves. This is our first wave. Second, this massive movement is the third one. Fourth retracement, and fifth wave right here. But the shape itself of this movement, in my opinion, is not the best one, because we have only 1 week that broke this previous swing low. And in my opinion, it is just a blip below this bottom, and probably we have this as our bottom of the third wave. We are about to see the movement to the upside to complete the fourth wave, and then we should have one more leg to the downside that will hit some lower targets. And to project this movement to the downside, we can pull the Fibonacci retracement extension tool from its swing high. Let me show you more thoroughly. From this swing high to this bottom, and we have to project it from the top of this retracement. And the most probable range where this bottom might hit is 1-to-1 extension, and it is $4.9. And in my opinion, it is quite good range of support, and from this range we might complete the entire retracement and we might go higher. So, and what should you do if you want to have more confirmation? In my opinion, this week will be extremely choppy, and it doesn't matter where this asset will go. And if you are a long-term holder, definitely the ranges of about $5.5 might be extremely lucrative for you as a long-term investor. And let me zoom out a little bit to a daily time frame. As you can see, we have this movement to the upside, and let me show you. And we have this retracement that pretty much unloaded the entire structure, and from this range, right after consolidation phase, we might see the next leg to the upside. But if you are a short-term trader, and if you want to catch the precise movement, definitely we have to see more confirmation from the price action. And in my opinion, we have to complete the fifth wave inside the C wave, and this range probably will be the range of trend reversal. So I think from the technical standpoint, that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up.